I think if people talk a lot about Starved Rock and how special it is, and I think for everybody it's not exactly the same experience for every single person, but for everyone it's a special thing at any time of year. My personal favorite time to be at Starved Rock is in the fall, when the colors are out, and the colors are starting to come out. It's another way of saying the leaves are dying, but it's very pretty right now at Starved Rock State Park and at the other state parks in the area. And so today I decided that I was going to talk with Lisa Sons and have her tell me what's going on at Starved Rock State Park right now at this very special time of year. I'd like to thank Kathleen Wayland of Wayland Financial in LaSalle for always sponsoring Tom's Take, this multimedia project. And again, it's one of those times where if you're listening to this on the radio or streaming online, you're going to want to see the video of it on the Starved Rock Media YouTube channel. The videos are saved up there on a playlist called Tom's Take, strangely enough, but they're there. And you can just sort of take a look for yourself and see how things were looking on this beautiful Friday, October 20th, right as we are on the cusp of just these explosions of color in our state parks.
Well, fall colors are starting to pop. We are heading into peak season. Peak season for Central Illinois is typically mid-October to the end of October, depending on precipitation and how many cooler days, especially nights of frost, that we get. Right now we're seeing a lot of yellows and golds popping along the trails, and especially the roads coming into the park on Route 71 and 178 and the Park Road that takes you up to the visitor center and the lodge. We do have a couple of reds and oranges also popping, especially in our sugar maples. Well, the trails are always open, from 7 a.m. until sunset. Sunset right now is about 6 p.m., so you do have to be off the trails by then. But people can come on out and ask for trail suggestions at the visitor center. We're always happy to help. There is a variety of trails that folks can hike, whether they enjoy staircases, which we're known for, or whether they do not enjoy staircases. We have a few that are more on the flat side. Next Saturday is our annual Ghosts of Starved Rock's Past, and this is a program that started about 5 years ago. It's a living history program where we take night hikes out, guided night hikes, to visit the ghosts of Starved Rock's past. So members of the park that have either worked at the park before and have since been deceased, or have been a French explorer traveling through the area. And guides will take groups, small groups. You have to register online at Starved Rock Eventbrite, to the various ghosts to learn a little bit about their history. And it usually takes about 30 to 45 minutes per hike. Hike times start at 6:30 and the last one goes out at 7:30, but you do have to register on Starved Rock Eventbrite.
You're partway through my discussion with Lisa Sons at Starved Rock State Park on a beautiful Friday, October 20th, about midday. And again, we're so lucky to have these resources close to us. You don't have to drive any kind of distance if you live in Starved Rock country to get to our Starved Rock State Park and Matheson State Park and Buffalo Rock and other naturally beautiful places around here. They're just right here for us to enjoy them, and it's my favorite time of year, so I thought I'd take a little drive through on Route 71. And sometimes that's all it takes for me to clear my head on a day like this, perfect fall day, and experience what we have around us.
We do tend to see a larger number of visitors coming out in the month of October. We do get quite a bit of phone calls at the park office asking how many leaves have changed color or when peak season will arrive. I do know that the State Tourism Bureau, Enjoy Illinois, does have a link up because I have to submit photos every week. and they have a link up showing what different tree species have changed color, why they've changed color, and as we're heading into the peak season. All of our state parks are a great place to visit, of course, but since we're so close to a metropolitan area such as Chicago, that is most of our demographic or most of our visitor usage here at the park. Well, I would definitely check out Starved Rock itself. That is the highest point at the park at 125 feet above the river, and you are going to get a splendid overlook of the entire park east to west, and that's where you're going to see those colors in the tree canopy. So at the visitor center, even before you enter, because dogs are not allowed due to health and safety inside our government buildings because of the food service, so I do have a map outside by the front doors that gives trail instructions and trail recommendations. And the thing is, once you walk in on that main sidewalk by the main parking lot, you're already on the main trailhead. So all you have to do is continue on and look for the brown directional signs. They'll list the features that you're approaching, like Starved Rock or the canyons. And also you'll find physical maps, because we have gone paperless at the park. There's no more paper maps. You'll find physical maps stationed in the trail at every trail intersection, trailhead, and parking lot. And those will guide you around because they have a nifty yellow "You Are Here" dot.
But stay on the trails.
Stay on the trails, yes.
It's
my favorite part, well, usually when I get asked that at the visitor center, I see if it's adults, parents, and if they have children with them, and I ask them jokingly, who's your favorite? So it's hard for a ranger to pinpoint their favorite. I love the whole park, but honestly, on my days off, I tend to navigate to the eastern edge of the park. I just like the trails out at Ottawa and Kaskaskia and Council Overhang because they're more of a natural setting. You have to follow the wear path, there aren't any signs, and it's usually quiet. And I'm a bird watcher, so I usually like to head out there to see what warblers are coming in the spring and what warblers are leaving in the fall. Originally, I wanted to actually get into research and become a historian, and I always dreamt of working for the National Park Service at one of the Civil War sites. But a professor earlier on told me he didn't think I would be suited working in a lab or in a stuffy old office or closet, and that I should look at education and interpretation. And so that's what led me to working in the field for different agencies, interpreting the site and delivering outdoor education to the masses. I came to Starved Rock a lot growing up. I just lived about an hour north of here in Sandwich, Illinois, where I was born and raised. And I always came here as soon as I got my driver's license. I say, hey, who's gonna hop in the car and go hiking with me at Starved Rock? And I kind of had a goal after I graduated. Starved Rock was one of my first internships, and I always wanted to come back when a full-time position opened here, so I was lucky that it did.
Thank you again to my friend Kathleen Wayland of Wayland Financial in LaSalle for being such a great sponsor and supporter of this multimedia project called Tom's Take. Thank you for your kind comments and for tuning into what I call sort of a weekend cup of coffee. Something to kind of get us into the weekend and Sunday and get ready for the week ahead. And regardless of when this posts, it's probably not a bad time to watch it. It's that time. If you'd like to give me an idea for something that you think I should cover in an upcoming video of Tom's Take, I love hearing from you. And I get a lot of my ideas that way. Give me a call at the radio station at 815-223-3100 and tell me what you think I ought to cover. We can talk through it. You'll see more stories from people's suggestions coming up in the coming weeks as I'm able to put them together. It's my privilege to be part of this and to talk to you on the phone and via video and on the radio. But really, most of all, it's my privilege to talk to you in the morning. Have a great week ahead.